great basketball.
Defender to the basket, Jason Tatum.
Be covering pre and post game back on this channel.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back into Celtics Postgame Live. I am your host, Rob Haytayan. With me is my co-host, Justin Lowe, as the Boston Celtics pick up their fifth consecutive win at the Garden, 134-121. They take down the Miami Heat in what is a part one to a two-part mini-series the C's will be having with the Heat. Tatum with a monstrous MVP-type performance yet again. He had 49 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists on the night. Jaylen Brown did his thing, 26.7 rebounds, 5 assists. Malcolm Brogdon also contributed 20 points off the bench. Like I said, Justin, C's pick up fifth straight win. And a game which Miami would not go away. Celtics got off to an early 14-point lead. Heat battled back, in which was a 19-5 run. Justin, take us through your thoughts and expressions after the C's win.
Yeah, so you and I talked about this pregame. First of all, there were a lot more guys that were on the court for the Miami Heat than I thought there was going to be. Like Max Strus played, Hero played, Kyle Lowry played, Adebayo played. Everyone played. They were missing Jimmy Butler and Oladipo. Oladipo hasn't played at all this season. Jimmy Butler's been out for a couple of games. The Celtics have beaten the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler in the lineup. But the Celtics, they came out first 5 minutes, unbelievable. And then the rest of that first quarter, it felt like the Chicago game. The Celtics started off hot and then just kept shooting. And they shot their way out of the game. Miami went on a 21-5 run, and all of a sudden the Celtics trailed. And to be quite honest with you, Robin, I feel like the Celtics kind of dabbled a little bit with Miami, right? Like Miami would come back, they'd, cut the deficit down to 2, then Boston would push it back between 8 and 11, and then Miami would cut it down to 6 again, then Boston would push it back up to now, as you see the final score was 13. I thought Jason Tatum just had a stellar game. And again, MVP, superstar, all-star caliber player, all in one. Just the way that this guy is playing right now, not only is it the 49 points, 6 out, it's the 11 rebounds. That shows you that Jason Tatum is engaged. How many of those were defensive rebounds? I don't know on the spot, but that just shows Tatum he's engaged. He had a couple of 10 of them off a defense. That's closing out a defensive possession. We've talked about this before. The Celtics have struggled to do so. And then a couple steals for Jason Tatum. Like, he's doing it on both ends of the floor, and he's finding ways to be productive other than scoring and shooting the basketball. And he shot it very efficiently tonight, 15-25.
Yeah, I thought this was a game, kind of the first one all season, maybe second. Off the top of my mind, it's definitely the first one where Tatum was the key reason that the Celtics won this game. Obviously, Brown was great, and Brogdon did his thing off the bench. But this game was a game that Tatum came in and he just wasn't going to lose. Right. He obviously 49 points was huge, but he was active on defense. He was rebounding the basketball extremely well, like you said. And you could just kind of tell that this was one of those games where no matter how well Miami was responding and how well that, they were knocking down shots, Tatum was going to come down on the other end and kind of stop the bleeding. I mean, he was 8 of 12 from beyond the arc, which is phenomenal shooting. Like you said, 15 from 25 from the floor. I mean, Tatum was great tonight, and I think this was an MVP-type performance. We've kind of been waiting for JT. He got off to that super hot start, but he's been a little bit quiet since. He's been doing the quiet 30, 28 points in a game. This one, he broke free. No one could stop him on the court. He was playing at all levels, knocking down the shot, getting to the free throw line. He shot 11 of 12 there. I mean, he was great on both ends of the court. I mean, he was the reason the Celtics won tonight, hands down.
And he was able to keep his composure, keep his focus. We've seen Jason Tatum get bothered by the officials. Tonight, I know the Celtics won. I'm not going to complain about the officials, but there were moments tonight where Jason Tatum weren't getting these MVP caliber calls, and Tatum was irate. But Tatum was able to forget that, move on, next play, get that defensive stop, and finish it with an offensive score. I thought Tatum just composed tonight, and he was a huge, as you said, huge key reason as to why the Celtics pulled out their 5th straight win and improved to 18-4 on the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big one. We were talking before the game. This was, this Heat team. I get it, no Jimmy. Obviously, I believe no Depot, like you said. Other than that, their main core was there, I believe.
Adebayo had a solid
This was a game where, Miami played a good basketball game. They really did. I mean, if you go to their side of the ball, they shot 45% from three,
Right.
52% from the field. This is kind of the same story with Charlotte in the first half of last game. Teams are coming in against the Celtics and shooting solid. They're playing a good basketball game. What we're seeing from Boston's offense right now is something that is historic. They're scoring at a historic pace, 49% from three, 55% from the floor, and 87% from the free throw line. You can't win a basketball
Right.
game with a team shooting like that, and that's what we are seeing with the Celtics, Justin, right? And quite frankly, if we can get our defense down, I think we had a rough first and third quarter. Other than that, we were solid, allowing 25 in the second and fourth and 35 plus in the first and second. But obviously, we heard the news with Rob Will, and we'll get into that. But if we can get our defense a little bit better, right? Just a little bit, I don't see a world where the Celtics lose in a playoff series because, the Heat shot the ball well. And if the Celtics aren't shooting the ball 40, 50% from three, they could run into some trouble. Like if they didn't shoot the ball that well tonight, even if they shot like 41 or 37, which is still a good percentage, but to the Celtics standard, it's not, the Heat win this game. So the Celtics definitely have been shooting the ball well, but I want to see them I'm still looking for that defense. I want to see them get some stops on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah, so I think I saw something where it was like the first 15 games, or no, what was the first 8 games, the 23rd in defensive rating, and then the last 10 games they are like 13th.
Top
like
six,
the defense is getting better. Like the defense is getting better for sure. I thought tonight Miami was getting way too many open looks, but they are also really, really good offensive team as well, setting screens, moving off ball. You got dead-eye shooters like Robinson, Strus, and on the court all at the same time. Like that's tough to defend. Like whether you're a good defensive team or not. Like let's face it. But the defense is starting to get better. Williams accelerate in his scrimmaging at practice, which we'll get into later on in the post game show. But if this defense, I'll tell you right now, if Robert Williams comes back and he is going to be this defensive presence that we are missing, and if that all holds true, then my goodness, look at how we're scoring and look at how consistent we are scoring, right? Like we saw glimpses of this last year during the regular season and playoffs, but it was never consistent, right? Like we'd have these nights where we'd hit 15 to 23s, and all of a sudden the next game we'd shoot like 4 of 25 from three, right? This year, no, it's different. We're seeing consistency on the offensive end. Now we just got to find that consistency on the defensive end. It's slowly getting there, but not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't scored under 100 points all year. And that was a common trend for us last year was, we would score 99 or 98, 97. The other team would just put up, 84. So it was just like, our blowouts are different, right? Like we're seeing, we saw with Charlotte, they came to play in the first half. We blew them out by 30 points, and they still scored 101, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, 104, 105, something like that. So, the Celtics offense, the question is this sustainable? I think it is through the course of a regular season. However, when the playoffs come, we have seen really good regular season shooting teams like the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns. And we've seen these teams who have succeeded so well in the regular season playing fast-paced basketball and knocking down the shot run into struggles in the postseason because the game slows down. Their best players take the court, right? Buckets are harder to get in the postseason. So as great as these wins are and as great as we're shooting the ball, we still have room to improve on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not worried, though, because I think these guys know that, and I think that they can do it when they have to. It's just the way they're playing. It's coming easy, right? This offensive thing is clicking so well for the regular season. I think When the Celtics have to, and if they have to, you'll see, I think, at times this year when their shots aren't falling. I think they have the capability to sit back on defense and to lock up for 24 seconds on the shot clock and do what they have to do.
Yeah, and when Rob comes back and when Rob's healthy, you're going to have guys like Derek White and Grant Williams, or even throw in a Malcolm Brogdon, who at times had to start when Robert Williams was out. Those guys are going to be bench. We haven't had that luxury in a long, long, long time. We haven't experienced that. We're about to experience that. It wasn't crazy tonight. Malcolm Brogdon was just amazing. But we didn't really see anything crazy from Luke Cornett or Sam Hauser. Also, they didn't really play these huge gaping minutes at all. But obviously, Malcolm Brogdon had no choice to play big minutes because Brown held himself and got himself in foul trouble tonight. But, like, it's just about staying composed. Like, I've said it before. Like, it's same thing with Tatum, but, like, it's all the guys. Like, I see Marcus Smart out there, like, there's times where maybe if Smart didn't get a call, or maybe if Smart got bumped and he's frustrated, he moves on. You could see him. He goes, like, literally, like, takes a deep breath. That hothead Marcus Smart, that's not there right now. That's not there anymore. He's focused on winning. He knows what it takes to win. He knew that getting technical fouls and worrying about that and getting stressed over that only hurt him and his team. He's over that. The Celtics are staying composed. And look, it was closer than the final score kind of initiated. The Heat really, kept within striking distance, but it was how the Celtics won, and it was how they were able to find a way to win. That kind of seems to be the trend. The Celtics are finding ways to win. We didn't really see that last year. Whenever Miami would go on a run, like, the Celtics would totally crumble. That never happened. That against other teams as well this season, and the Celtics haven't crumbled yet.
No, they haven't. And I think we did it to an extent last year. We were just doing it differently. It was a much more defensive-minded attack on things, right? It was, yes, we might only be scoring 98, but all we have to do is hold you to 96 to get the win. And I think that is kind of what they were doing. When now the floor's opened up, the spacing's there. I think Tatum, it definitely helps Tatum as shooting around him. Also, Tatum is playing at a much higher level. Also, Jaylen Brown, right? Flowers to JB. JB is playing at a much higher level this season as well. The two of them are. And it opens up the offense. So rather saying, listen, we only need to hold you to X amount of points to win. Now, what they're doing is you have to outscore us at an X amount of points to beat us. And, you can say it however you want, but they're two way different styles of play. One style is you're saying, listen, defense, right? Offense will get enough points to beat them if we could just play some defense. On the offensive side of things now, flip it, you're saying, well, our shots are falling, we're getting to the paint easier, right? All these scenarios where the court's just opened up. And I think that's what you're seeing with the Celtics in this season's success has been just teams can't keep up offensively. And you're so right. We've done it in so many different ways, Justin, whether it's, JT scoring 49 tonight, or like, Malcolm Brogdon 20 off the bench, or Hauser getting us 15, Cornett getting us 15. We've seen us win without Brown. We've seen us win without Tatum. No Brogdon, no Rob Will, no Al Horford, right? Really, we've been in every situation. I think Smart's missed some time. Grant got suspended. I think D. White is the only player that's been through it all so far in the starting five. So, like, we have really seen these games where we've been missing players and players have had to step up, and time again, these guys are answering the call. And I think that's what separates this team this year, is that wasn't happening last year. It was the reason of our winning, and the key to our success came through our top 6 guys on our roster. You're seeing players 7, 8, 9 make an impact to winning basketball. The question is with this team is, are they going to do it in the playoffs against the top-notch level in the Milwaukee Bucks, I think. I think they have proven to us that this is going to be a common trend, and we're a fourth away through the season. You can expect this, I think, for the next 82 or for the next
60 something
60 something games, 59 games. You can expect to see that, right? So yeah, that's the expectation now, and I think that you're so right. Is the Celtics have done it in every form and fashion.
Yeah, and hate when people, especially like people who don't really watch the games, like they don't pay attention to all 48 minutes of the games. Maybe they catch the highlights. Maybe they just they look at the injury report. Oh, they didn't have Jimmy Butler. Oh, the other night the Hornets didn't have Gordon Hayward or LaMelo Ball, or the Wizards aren't that great. Like, it's like, look at how the Celtics are playing. Please, I don't care who it's against. Please look at how the Celtics are playing and look at how they're winning. Look at how they got a 43-point lead against the Charlotte Hornets the other night. Look at how they beat the Miami Heat tonight. This ball movement is something I have not seen. And like the way the style the Celtics are playing, and we just keep going back to the defense. It's like the defense is not there yet. It's not there yet. And it's just so crazy how we have a defensive player of the year candidate still yet to step on the court this year.
Yeah.
Exactly to your point about, last year, if you remember, one of the Celtics Heat games, Rob, I think the final score of one of them was like 92 to 76 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not like that anymore. Like, you have to score. The Miami Heat had a good night shooting, and they had to score 135 to beat the Boston Celtics 134 in regulation. Like, we look at 134 points. We scored 140 something the other night, 135 the other night. Like, that's 3 straight games of over 130 points. That's with no overtime in any of the games. That's something you could never imagined.
The crazy part is at times it felt like we were off, right? It didn't really feel like this was a game where you put up 134 and we did. So that is when you have something special for sure. But with that being said, we talked about JT. So let's hop into the player spotlight, Justin, right? Tatum kind of running away with this thing as expected. That's his 8th player spotlight of the season. Like I said, JT, 49 points. 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a plus 29 plus minus. JT leads all Celtics in player spotlight. Behind him, tied for seconds, a 3-way tie. Smart, Brown, White. Pritchard doing his thing at number 3. Hauser at 4. Pritchard's got 2, mind you. Hauser's got 1. Brogdon also has 1. They're tied for 4th. We have yet to see an Al Horford. Maybe we'll see the Time Lord up there soon. Maybe a Luke Cornett. Who knows? But, Justin, we've talked about how great Tatum is, but it's just like, do you think this game might have leaped him? I know it was against the Heat with no Jimmy Butler, right? But the narrative on Jason Tatum, you know me, I've been hammering the narrative on the MVP, is that, the team around him is great. But if you look at a game like this, we've said it earlier in the show, he is the reason we won.
Right. No, I think just putting up 49, like, you can tell he's happy about it, but look, what does it do to his game? I don't know. I feel like it just elevates it just a little bit more, gives him a little bit more confidence. But at the same time, like, he could do that every night if he really, really wanted to. If he took more than 25 shots, this is just who Jason Tatum was. This is just who Jason Tatum is. What I think is he's more impressed with himself in the fact that he's doing more than just scoring on the court. I talked about it earlier in the postgame show, but he's getting the rebounds. He's got 11 rebounds tonight. He had, I don't know how many assists. Was it 5? He had assists. He had a couple of steals in there. Like, he's doing a little bit of everything, and he's just playing so unselfish. And I think he's worried about winning. Like, he really, really took that finals loss hard, and he took it on himself. He took it out on himself. He knew. He's never had to go on a diet in his 24 years of living. And he said, after this finals loss, I went on a diet. I took this seriously. I took that that finals loss meant so much to him that he went on a diet for the first time in 24 years, as if he wasn't already a superstar and he wasn't healthy enough. No, he took that extra step, that extra effort. He's playing like this. He's playing just incredible team basketball, not Jason Tatum basketball, team basketball. And that's why the Celtics are 18-4. We talked about this with Marcus Smart as well. Potential all-star is the fact that Marcus Smart took this role, embraced this role of being a playmaker instead of a shot maker. He's not a shot maker. He used to take 10 to 15 threes a game. And instead, now he's passing it. He had a career high 15 assists the other night, and it helped lead the Celtics to a 35-point win on a night where they had 40 assists. All of these guys, just not just Tatum. I know we're kind of focusing on Tatum because it's our player spotlight, but it's just everybody on this roster elevating their game in different ways, not just scoring, not just shooting, in every little way possible on both ends of the floor. The Celtics are elevating each other. It's literally Ubuntu.
It is Ubuntu. Yeah, no, I mean, you said it best. And, I've talked about this in the other post-game shows. I mean, when it's really different, this team has been through a lot, right? A lot of these, this is built, not bought, this Celtics team, right?
Right.
I mean, you don't really have that around the league. You have that with Milwaukee and probably Golden State and Denver. Yet Denver really hasn't been through a lot. Yes, they went to the Western Conference Finals, but this Celtics team, I've said it, they've been in every situation you could possibly put them in together. And that's really tough when you got a group of guys that are as cohesive and have this togetherness that this team does. That's really dangerous. And you heard Brogdon talking about it. He's been talking to the players who haven't been around other organizations, right? Brogdon was talking to Brown, Tatum, and Smart, and he says, you guys have to appreciate what you have here because, it's not like this everywhere. And I think that's what's so special right now with this team. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's getting to eat, right? It's everybody eat type of culture right now. We're winning games.
Right.
Tatum's getting his love. Brown's getting his love. Smart's getting his love. The team is. I mean, it's really impressive what this team is doing, given the circumstances. No Rob. Your head coach gets fired right after you finally get over the hump, yet fall short.
Right.
It's just very impressive what this team has done. Yes, this is really great, but I saw with the Suns last year after an NBA Finals. They had a great regular season, and they crumbled in the playoffs. So, I want to see this Celtics team continue to stay strong. And keep this momentum up because I really think they can do it.
Right. And just the Ubuntu of, I am what I am because you are what you are. And
exactly.
Just the camaraderie and the chemistry on and off the court is just immaculate. Something that, again, I've never seen before, good record, but just going through those years of Kyrie and then those years of, injury riddled years with Kemba and Gordon Hayward and the fights in the locker room and just finally getting over the hump, but falling once again. And, what this team has built, I understand it's 22 games, but it's special. It's historic. I mean, I said to you this when this game started, when the Celtics were up like 21-4 or whatever the hell it was, like, we are witnessing history. Like, we're going to tell our grandkids about this team. We're going to tell our own children, our great grandkids about this team. And that's not because the game's in. This is not just luck. This is not just early season play. Like, we've seen teams slow down already. We've seen teams like Utah slow down. We've seen teams like Miami. They haven't caught up yet. We've seen teams like Philly. They haven't caught up yet. Like, this is what the Celtics are doing on a consistent basis. Doesn't matter who the opponent is they're blowing them out of the gym.
Am I muted? There we go.
No,
this is special. So, we've been great. We haven't had an MVP in Boston since 86 was Bird's last one, 87 or is it 86? I think 86. Yeah, sure. I think he won 84, 85, 86.
Was that Finals MVP?
Yeah, Pierce won Finals MVP. So we haven't had an MVP in the regular season in almost 40 years. Tatum it is different. It is, like I said, since the Isaiah Thomas trade, since we traded for IT, every move has led up to this season. Every draft pick, every trade, every free agent signing, every releasing of a player has come to this season. I was on the couch watching the game with one of my friends, and he said, this is really a make or break year for the Celtics. And he's absolutely right. I mean, obviously, if they don't win it, the future's still bright. But the Celtics team, it's their year. And they have to understand that the door is wide open. It is theirs to take. The West is weak. You just have to get through Giannis. And if they can realize that, and if they can accept that, and I think they have and they will, then this is theirs for the taking. It's up for grabs. LeBron's getting old. Durant and Kyrie are having their struggles. Steph is probably going to figure it out, right? But Golden State's going through some turmoil right now. Right? Giannis is still trying to climb to the mountain, obviously. Luka doesn't have any help, right? Everything is lining up for this Celtics team to just reach out and grab it. That's all they have to do. And I think if they can realize that, I think these guys will take it. I think this is their year. And it's a long season. Injuries can happen. So there's so much. We still got a lot of work to do. I really do think this defense has to get a little bit more solid for us to make a real playoff run. It definitely will. But, those are at the stakes this season. This is the biggest Celtics season since 2008. Hands down, right? The expectations have been the highest. They were in the finals last year. this is the year. They have to do
Right.
it this year. And I think they know that.
Right. And I said this before the game too, Rob, is my expectations are just so like disgustingly high for this team. Like I told you, I like after what I saw the other night and just so far this season, I'm expecting the Celtics to put up over 35 in the first quarter every night. Like some teams barely even
I'm
get
not
past
expecting
20 in the
2
first
losses
quarter.
in a row at this point. At this point,
Dude,
if we lose, I'm expecting all right, bounce back and win.
That's crazy. Yeah, like we're too good. Like even more injury riddled, I guess. Have like it sounds cocky to say, but like it's true. Like I don't know. Like we had an off night tonight and we still beat the Miami Heat by 13. Like that's how good of a team we are.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like I said, it's credit to Missoula. This guy has been great offensively. What he's been able to do has been phenomenal. The way Tatum has been playing, the way Brown has been playing. I mean, Brown's probably on pace to make All NBA, third, second team, and no one's talking about it.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Marcus Smart is, he's doing his, probably won't be an all-star. There's a lot of talent this year, but, he's doing his thing. You get Rob back. Al is 36, and it doesn't feel like he's 36 at all. So as a whole, team has been great. We're going to go back at it Friday night against the Miami Heat, back at home, same time, same team. It should be good. I'd be shocked I would be surprised, honestly, if the Celtics won this game. I'm going to see, I think Miami's going to come out and really look to take this one in the little mini playoff series. We've already are 2-0 on them. We play them one more time. So it should be a good one. We'll have it cover you here for a post-game live following the final buzzer. As I said, the Boston Celtics take care of business at home for the 5th straight time, 134-121 against Miami Heat. JT led the way, with 49 points, 11 rebounds. JB not too far behind him, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for the all-star duo. Till next time, guys, I'm Rob. Next to me is